Hello and welcome. It's being described as a heartwarming, sensitive and a must-watch film. Hansal Mehta's Aligarh is already getting reviews, rave reviews, even before its release. So, I mean, when you came up with the idea of Aligarh, why did you think that Professor Siras's story needed to be told?
I think I am a common man. I reflect the aspirations. I believe that, my heart, if my heart responds to a tale, the country is also going to respond to the same tale in the same way. I was shocked first, and then I was in awe of the man. And I realized again that, he is an ordinary man, his extraordinary story, which will go unsung.
Absolutely. And also, Manoj, like Professor Siras, if this movie hadn't been made, he also would have been just another incident that was covered by the press and would go in the newspaper archives. You said that you were waiting for a movie like Aligarh to happen.
Yes, I mean, because it takes your whole journey on a next level altogether. Because, I mean, doing roles, doing different roles, doing good films, very good films is one thing. But, challenging your own journey, challenging your own craft in such a manner that becomes an example for yourself more than anybody, that you can actually go ahead and try out completely different thing. I mean, yes, all the actors, including Rajkumar, who is such a fine actor, all of us have too many opportunities to do roles which are very difficult, at times, very difficult, and it keeps on pushing the envelope. But roles like Siras, it sets everything apart. It just takes you somewhere else. And at this point of time, after 22 years in this industry, when going to the set, doing good films, very good films, some bad films, it started becoming a routine. Here comes Siras, and suddenly he gets you out of that routine, and sets the ball rolling for you.
And also playing a real-life character like Professor Siras. Was it daunting to play a real-life character?
See, first of all, I mean, nobody knew about him. So there was this, scope for me or space for me to just go ahead and use my imagination. But imagination based on all the documents and few of the TV clipping that your channel has, has done with him, was provided by Hansal Mehta, and those were the materials which were sufficient for me to just base my characterization on and use my imagination for. But at the end of the day, these are the characters you have to portray them with loads of responsibility, because the stereotype is something which has been done to death, and it has been all those stereotypes have been criticized, condemned, and we ourselves condemned it so much. But we never had the opportunity to prove ourselves right. So, and when I was preparing myself for Siras, that was the last thing which was there on my mind.
Absolutely.
I concentrated much more on his profession and his life journey, and him being a poet, him being such an admirer of Marathi literature, and such a great friend, and such a pure human being, and somebody who is filled with love, all of these things, and his vulnerable areas. So rather than, when I say that I'm I'm heterosexual or I'm homosexual, it's only that we are promoting the film, and various kind of questions are being asked.
I know.
By the people, by the media. So I'm just answering the question, not clarifying. I mean, I'm not at all, let me tell anybody who thinks otherwise about homosexuals that, one or two teachers of mine who contributed to my life more than, they are as, they were as good as my father in a big city like Delhi, okay, where I was a boy from Bihar, from a village, and these are the people who adopted me, who believed in me. And through this film, I try to pay my tribute to them.
And also, Rajkumar, you did Shahid, the movie, like also another person, trial by fire, I would say, who went through his own journey, a sad tale. So when Hansal, I mean, you and Hansal are a team of sorts. When he came up with this particular movie, what made you say yes, other than Hansal?
Other than him, okay. The story itself. When I read it, I was totally moved by it. And the beautiful journey that Professor Siras and Deepu, they also share in the film. I was in awe of the script. There was no way for me to say no to it.
And also the hashtag is come out. But
Yeah.
I mean, you also as a young actor, do you feel that this is the kind of atmosphere we're living in? One is actually scared to come out with any opinion, any view, or any, actually, it's to all of you.
No, absolutely. Sadly, but yes, it's true that we have to think number of times before saying anything, because people are getting very sensitive towards everything. So there are a lot of times people ask us questions which we want to have an opinion, a very strong opinion about, but we have to think twice that what will be the repercussions, what will be the consequences if we say
Right.
anything what we think about.
I'm very, very sad because dissent is being given names like sedition. Protest is looked upon as being anti-national, and that is not. It's not a good sign for our times. And I think in that kind of a scenario, it is important for us to continue raising our voice, to continue supporting anyone who dares to dissent. And yes, somewhere Professor Siras's story is a story, a gentle, dignified portrayal of a man's dissent against the conditioning that we are subjected to by society.
Absolutely. Also, the current scenario that's happening in JNU, I mean, sedition, protests, and all, what do you make of it?
It is, I don't want to use very strong words. I'm resisting very strong words because I do not want to stoop down to the level of those who, defiled the court with their actions. Those who are spewing rhetoric on and creating, doctoring things on television channels. I don't want to stoop to that level, but I think it is disgusting, and it is not, this is not the country. I am a nationalist, yes, but I am not a nationalist. The people who claim to be nationalists deserve to be charged for sedition. They are dividing the country. They are polarizing the country.